So you have to make sure that where to go, where to compete, and how to compete. Because a firm which is a for-profit organization, and one of the major purpose that you have the for-profit organization certainly is to maximize return for your shareholders. So you need to create profit. But nowadays we care more except making profit. We care people and we care the planet. Since the firm need to be operated by collaborating different stakeholders, so the people may stake. For example, you have internal stakeholders like employee. You have your external stakeholders, for example, like the community, employee, external stakeholders, the community, okay? And the planet, because you may build up the factory, run your factory on certain area, on certain location, you would like to keep the environment to be sustainable, okay? Once you can make profit and then you could balance the interest from different sides of the stakeholders as well as protect the planet, then you reach the 3P. We sometimes call it triple bottom line. Triple bottom line. Because the bottom line means from the income statement, you create revenue minus the cost and expense and the corporate tax. After you subtract all the expenditure to the generation of revenue, you have your net profit after tax. So here, the bottom line means the profit. So this is the profits that you can make, and the revenue is the top line of the income statement, and net profit after tax is your bottom line. So as I said, for any for-profit organization, first of all, you need to try. If you cannot make any profit, then you cannot take care of your employees and the families of your employees. So why do you need to create a company without making profit? It's not acceptable. So first of all, you need to make profit without casting negative impact to the people, to the stakeholders from internal or internally, and don't hurt the planet. So instead of the original bottom line, now you have the triple bottom line. So here is the triple bottom line. Okay. So when you are competing, so how to compete? When you think about how to compete, of course you try to make the profit, right? So this is about the business. So how do you run the business or the competitive strategy? Okay. How you decided where to go, where to enter or where to exit. So not only enter into the market, as well as you also need to consider when to exit. You don't just put all of your fortune into one market or several markets without considering when to exit. So where to compete actually is about the decision for where to enter and do you need to exit from your existing market. So for the question about where to compete is about corporate, or we call it growth strategy. Okay. So this is CES, corporate strategy, and this is the business strategy.